Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie starring Aaron Paul, Jesse Plemons, a lot of other people. Right, before I get into anything, I'm just going to let you guys know that I will be going into spoiler territory throughout this video. So if you've never watched Breaking Bad or haven't seen this film then if you don't want anything spoiled, just stop watching now. Okay. So this film stars Aaron Paul reprising his role as Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. The movie picks off right where Breaking Bad left off, and we are given a little rundown of what happened to Jesse just after his liberation from the neo-Nazi prison that he was being held in and forced to make crystal meth. So this film basically charts the next few days after Jesse's ride away from the base of the neo-Nazis, and what follows is a series of events that happen to Jesse as he tries to make a new life for himself, to be frank. And it just basically goes through a few encounters over the next few days and how he reacts to situations, and it's a very situational kind of film. It's very much a Breaking Bad movie. You know this it's just totally, as soon as you start watching this movie, you're just totally back in that world. Even though obviously we don't have Bryan Cranston. Even though he is in this film, he does make an appearance in this film. He makes an appearance as Walter White in this film, but it's very short. So, okay, my thoughts on this film. The first hour of this film I absolutely loved. I was in Breaking Bad heaven. If you don't know, I'm a massive fan of Breaking Bad. It's possibly my favourite TV show of all time. It's just a perfectly crafted show. It's flawless. I cannot find a flaw in Breaking Bad at all. Even the fact that even the slow burning episodes, you know, they're still entertaining to watch because of the writing and everything. It's just it blew me away, and I can't really give it enough praise. I love Breaking Bad. It's my favourite thing ever in terms of films and TV. I just love it. It's fantastic. And okay, so the first hour of this film, I was absolutely hooked. I was riveted. I was hanging on every single word every character was saying. Every single scene was just, it was just so much fun watching this film. And even though the film relies heavily on flashbacks, we get flashbacks to when Jesse was imprisoned, and also a little bit before that. And this is where we see a lot of the characters or the actors from Breaking Bad make an appearance. What stood out for me was the scenes between Aaron Paul and Jesse Plemons, who played Todd in Breaking Bad and who also makes an appearance in this film. We get this flashback to when Jesse was imprisoned, and Todd got Jesse to help him do some things while he was imprisoned, and just the exchanges between the two actors was fascinating to see. I really enjoyed seeing that. Jesse Plemons was very good in this film, even more so than what he was in the series. You just like, I mean, you just get he's so like despicable in every way. He's just evil, and but in a good way. You just love to hate him. He's almost the perfect villain, because he's just horrible, and but he does it in the actor does it in such a quiet, like, it's not a real big effect kind of evil. It's really like, it's great to watch. And even though Jessie doesn't talk a lot in these scenes, Aaron Paul is such a good actor. You can read it all in his face. The absolute, the sorrowfulness and the hopelessness of his whole situation. It's just fantastic, and it's brilliant how they made his face look the way it did at the start of this film, when he's just got out. And it's really good to watch. First hour I loved. I was really happy with it. The film does drag a little bit in the second half, more so the third act, and by the time you're like 3/4 of the way through the film, you kind of know where it's going, and it's not the ending wasn't really like the big revelation that I was expecting. Like Jessie, obviously you have Jessie doing what Walter eventually did at the end of Breaking Bad, and the last shot of the movie basically kind of leaves it open for a possible sequel, but I don't know what's going to happen there. It was great seeing Robert Forster again as this guy that just basically helps criminals go into hiding, and it was really fun, like sort of catching all the references that the film had to Breaking Bad, specifically Todd's pet tarantula. I remember it was fun to remember the scene in Breaking Bad when he shot that little boy, and the little boy had the pet tarantula in the jar. Maybe the tarantula is the same one from the show. I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked into that, but still, it was a good little reference. And it was great seeing Skinny Pete and Badger again at the start of the film. That they were hilarious as usual, and provided real good comic relief. I want to talk a bit about Bryan Cranston's appearance in the show, in this film. Excuse me. It was a big shock seeing him suddenly in one of these flashbacks that we got, that Jessie has throughout this film. But to be honest, I quite liked it. I liked how they did that. They gave him just a little scene with Jessie, and it's nothing. It doesn't really. They're just sitting there, just talking. Yeah, and at this point, the flashback reveals they've still got the RV, so it's still quite early on in the series. So after series 2, because Cranston's got his bald head, so he's already gone into Tuco's apartment and done his whole thing with the exploding meth. So some time after that's happened. It's just a little exchange. It's a little conversation between the two, and it's not the big scene that I would have liked liked Bryan Cranston to have, but it's still it gives a nice little memorial kind of thing for the character of Walter White, I feel. So my thoughts on this film: it's very good. I really enjoyed it. It is if you loved Breaking Bad, you're absolutely going to love this film. No question about it. You're really going to enjoy it. Film does get a bit predictable towards the end, and the film does rely a little bit too much on flashbacks, but other than that, I really love this film. I'm going to give it 5 stars. I can't not do that, because this is just, It's possibly one of the best films I've seen this year, even though it's a Netflix movie. I mean, God, a Netflix film. Jesus, I never thought I'd be saying that about a Netflix movie. So yeah, watch this film, because if you love Breaking Bad, you're absolutely going to love this film. 5 stars for me. Aaron Paul, brilliant, fantastic role. His acting has got better than it's got even better than what it was in Breaking Bad. He carries this film perfectly. I was hanging on every scene. Perfect film. Thanks for watching, guys. See you real soon.